Coach, the tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken about the 12. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Give me 19. 54 Mike. Let's go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 26. Pick me up. Here we go.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. He's going to fire and got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Check 26. Check 26.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. Buying time. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ryan Kerrigan. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's going to go down again. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's go. Vikings at 15. Check back 15. Check back.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And now nothing but green ahead of him. 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Austin Eckler, an 80-yard touchdown. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Loose.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Check, 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 check. 6-6. Pull it high.
Now Rodgers making the catch is Sternberger. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the Vikings 38-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
It's a jet sweep. This is Renfro. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 20-yard line.
On 2nd down, Felts. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
He's coming. Run,
On 1st down, Rodgers. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now it's Jackson. He's got Smith here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Zadarius Smith in there to bury him for a loss of 11. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. This time Jackson will throw it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him, Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think
he's got a man, complete. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 87 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Go. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And some room to maneuver. Odell Beckham Jr. past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Odell Beckham, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Watch the shift. Shift.
61, matchbox lights.
On 3rd down, Phelps. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Check right. Hey, Haywood.
Mike 55.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where, in order to make that big move and maybe become the...
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Odell Beckham. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action. Now Rodgers. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
They'll run the toss to Clement. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Packers. Corey Clement with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down the field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Showed off the footwork, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He'll get this to Eckler. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 43.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Kendricks gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. And again, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson now throwing again. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught at the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. He may try and run for, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be fielded at the 8. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no.
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
You got it, son. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. 66, bullet, half.
To throw is Jackson. On the move to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, 88, 88, 88. Check 30. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, wahoo.
Throwing is Rodgers, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd down, Rodgers. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's Jackson to throw. He finds Beckham complete. He's at the 50. And all the way down to the 29.
Let's go.
A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Leonard Fournette, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. It's caught here by Adams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
That's going to be caught. 22 yards there, a first down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Protein spill.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And a guy that can change the game shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
Jackson dancing to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Jackson. He finds his target, Beckham. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. From 8 yards out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
13 yards, first down, Packers. On first down, Rodgers. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on first down, Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 45-yard line. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Rodgers to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 21. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a second and long. Now Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Packers on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Rodgers now on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams, and that'll bring up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. To throw is Rodgers. Going to throw again. Flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
26. Hey, Foxtrot.
On play action, now Rodgers escaping the pressure, and this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. And an alley to run.
We play to win. Let go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Well, Charles, it's